Welcome to another Splatoon 2 video on the channel. This will be another news roundup where I round up all of the latest Splatoon 2 news. Before I get into the news, I'd just like to thank everybody who joined me for the private battle that I did host yesterday. I played for around about 2.5 hours with you guys, and I've probably played with around about 20 of you. So I'd just like to thank everybody who did join me for those private battles. I will be uploading some gameplays from that session. Yeah, we'll be hosting more of those private battles moving forward. Apologies if you did join later on in that session. It's just unfortunate that I did have to go, but yeah, I had a blast in that session and hopefully I can do more of that in the future. So let's get on with this news roundup. Now this weekend I will be playing Salmon Run, and I probably will play Salmon Run with you guys just because there is a session. I do believe it falls on the 28th of April. For you guys in North America, it is the 29th of April. Well, that is when it will start. It will start on the 28th for you guys in North America, and it will run until the 29th of April. But pretty much there is a Salmon Run session this weekend with completely random weapons, and the Splatoon Japanese Twitter account has been tweeting about this as well. So this is what the Japanese tweet had to say. Now the Japanese tweet firstly mentions what I've already talked about, and that is when you do play Salmon Run during this session, the weapons aren't set. So when you do play Salmon Run, you will get a random weapon every time. Also, my personal belongings became mixed up. Even if you find them, please do not take them out, and please do not talk about them to anyone. It seems like it was before is something different. I think this is teasing that there will be new Grizzco weapons for this session. Previously, I've only played with the Grizzco Blaster, but I know there are other Grizzco weapons in the game as well. But I think during this Salmon Run session, there will be new Grizzco weapons that we haven't played with before. I think this is cool how we are getting an update finally for Salmon Run. I've said this before that the mode definitely needs something new. This is a cool thing to do to tide us over. I definitely feel like we need a new stage, but who knows, maybe that sort of thing will get announced at E3 in June. So Salmon Run, there will be random weapons, there will be Grizzco weapons again, and I think there will be new Grizzco weapons. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now if you do see me on Salmon Run, then I am probably in a friend's lobby, so please do join me, just because the last time I did play Salmon Run with you guys, it was the best experience I've had in Salmon Run. Seriously, my teammates knew what they were doing, they supported me when I messed up, and it was just a really cool time. So yeah, that was just such a cool experience. So I will be recording gameplay of that session, so I really would appreciate if you guys could join me for that. So yeah, hopefully you guys could play with me in Salmon Run. That would be pretty cool, and I can't wait for this Grizzco session. Now in last week's Splatoon 2 news roundup video, I brought you the news that Nintendo will be releasing a new soundtrack album for Splatoon 2, and it will be containing Octo expansion tracks. And now Play Asia are now starting to put up pre-orders for Octo tunes, which is the name of that new soundtrack album. And as I mentioned last week, unfortunately the Octo tunes soundtrack has only been confirmed for the Japanese market. So if you do want to buy it, then you will have to go on Japanese sites like Play Asia. Play Asia are now starting to put up pre-orders. It might already be out of stock though, but I just wanted to include it within this video just to let you guys know to keep your eyes out for any pre-orders that do go live for the Octo expansion soundtrack Octo tunes on Play Asia. And speaking of the Octo expansion, we got a new screenshot of the Octo expansion which does show off some of the passengers on the deep sea metro. Passengers in the deep sea metro, they are pasted everywhere, such as walls and floors. I wonder how they're getting on and off the train. That was the description we got from the Splatoon Japanese Twitter account. So yeah, Octo expansion news is sort of drying up, so that is why I haven't really been making that many Octo expansion news videos lately. We are still waiting for the Squid Research Lab to give us up-to-date translations on Octo expansion details that we got from the Splatoon Japanese Twitter account around about a couple of weeks ago now. So Octo expansion news is sort of drying up. I don't think we will get a lot of new information until then, unfortunately. Earlier on in the week, Nintendo held their investors meeting, which basically analysed their performance for the previous financial year, which ran from March 2017 up to March 2018, and we've got some up-to-date figures on how certain games are selling. And Splatoon 2 has now sold 6 million units worldwide since it did launch in July last year, so that is really impressive. I expect that number to grow when the Octo expansion does come out. I think more people will jump on board when the Octo expansion does release. So 6 million units, that is really impressive, and I think Splatoon 2 will sell throughout this whole generation, I really do. Now the 3.0 update of course released early on in the week, and it did bring over 100 new pieces of gear to Splatoon 2. Some of it was gear that was in the original game, and I do believe what I will be talking about is actually a new piece of gear, and it's not a gear that was in the original game. But pretty much what people have noticed with one of the new pieces of gear is that Nintendo have done a cool Easter egg with the Octo Tackle helmet. Now the Octo Tackle helmet has logos of Marina's previous Splatfest choices, which I think is a really cool detail. I'm not sure whether there is an equivalent for Pearl. I'm guessing it would be an Emperor sort of gear, just because we know that Pearl does own Emperor. So I'm guessing if there is an equivalent of that sort of gear for Pearl, then it would be the Emperor brand. But I just thought that was a cool little Easter egg that Nintendo did put in. And the last piece of news that I will be covering in this video is that also with the 3.0 update, Nintendo upped the turf inked limit. Previously I do believe it was 999,999, but now they have upped it, and I don't know what the limit is now. I don't think there is a limit. Maybe it is 9,999,999, but they have definitely upped the turf inked limit. And yeah, I was actually going for max turf inks on the Splat shop, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that anymore. So that is pretty much it for this news roundup. I am aware that people have delved into the 3.0 update, and they have found out some stuff about what we could be seeing in the future. So there is a carbon roller deco, and I do believe, I can't remember the sub weapon, but the special weapon is the auto bomb launcher. Now they have discovered other stuff like the Octo shop possibly returning, and a new stage in the files as well. But I'm not going to cover every single thing that those people have discovered through leaks and data mining the latest update, just because there is a chance that a lot of the stuff that they did discover might not make its way to the full game. So I will wait until Nintendo officially announces it themselves before I do cover it, just because I don't want to raise people's hopes about certain stuff possibly coming to the game. So yeah, that's why I probably will not cover those leaks, but let me know actually in the comment section below whether you want me to cover those leaks or not, and I will cover it if you do want me to cover it in a future video. But that is pretty much it for this news roundup, and yeah, we'll see you in another video.